Hello there, Pisces. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's going to be for Pisces for March of 2021. For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck like an overall view of the month. And we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern that's kind of weird. I speak as if I'm you, and makes all of you Pisces named Frankie, I suppose, for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You get a more comprehensive view of the month, and I actually don't think these cards are going to go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as basically an overall view for the month. Now we have good words. We have a couple cards here that may be a little rough on us, but we really do have good words. They are light, harmony, commitment, respect, and presence, as in the universal presence or the God presence, not gifts. Presence, that type of energy. But our cards on the bottom of the deck comes off a little bit rough right smack off the bat, because this can represent a person who is kind of overly aggressive or stuck in attack mode. This is the Knight of Swords, and we have 2 of these type of energies in here. It can mean that we could be aggressively pursuing some type of lifestyle that's going to allow us to live out our philosophy in our own way, like being dead on serious. And this is it. So as a messenger, the Knight of Swords, and this is going to be air energy, so it'll be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy if it's someone outside of us, male or female. But as a messenger, the Knight of Swords can bring kind of bad news, which could relate to us personally or someone close to us. Some kind of a conflict is at hand when the Knight of Swords shows up. It could be like, it's not a physical conflict ever. It's a difference of opinion, like violent differences of opinion with angry messages being sent back and forth, from other people. And if it's not a person, it can be us, because air energy is mental energy, intellectual energy. We could be so darn focused on our intellectual pursuits that we neglect the other facets of our life and neglect everyone in it. It's that type of energy. We might be being too forceful when we're expressing opinion about things, and that can get us like feedback that is very negative, or is in like opposes us, is in opposition, because we're just speaking our mind without thinking. Now that is not normal for we Pisces. It's not the way we actually normally function. For the most part, we usually back down, from a direct confrontation. But this Knight of Swords energy usually doesn't back down, doesn't know how to be diplomatic. I think about this like if it was my boss, the boss that says, you're going to do this and I want it done yesterday and it's going to be done my way or the highway. Or the boss that, let's say, I'm working at some kind of place where we're manufacturing something. These are just examples. We're manufacturing something, and notice, really look at this guy. He's not even in the battle. He already went through the battle, and there's blood all over his sword, and he's still carrying it. So think about it right off the bat. So I'm going to do it my way or else. And that's not our normal way. So it kind of tells me back off or think about it as the boss, and I'm working somewhere, and he makes this big sale. He or she makes a big sale, and they need these parts to build something. And they promise the customer this is excellent quality. So the good parts to build it do not come in. So they make me produce something with sub parts that are not very good. And they say it had to be done. It's going to be late if we don't use this, and you're going to do it, and you're going to do it now. And I put together, and then everybody's flipped out because what they bought is falling apart everywhere because it was made cheaper than what was promised. So it can be that kind of energy if I thought about putting that into my workplace, or the boss that runs roughshod right over top of you, like the micromanaging type that doesn't let me have any leeway at all. It has to be done their way, by their rules. That's that kind of energy. But if I'm the Knight of Swords, maybe I should stop and think about the other people around me. If I think I'm pushing too hard and it's going to be my way and no other way, because we have to learn compromise. The Knight of Swords doesn't compromise, and we don't always need to think of ourselves first. And we Pisces are not normally to do that. So I want to say, if I am doing it right now, I need to settle down a bit. But I feel probably for the most of us, it's not going to be that particular type of energy. It's going to be more outside of us, the conflict energy where the boss that mouse off and wants it their way or go to the highway type deal, or maybe in a relationship where it's like my way or the highway, because we have two energies that are like that energy in this one reading, you know, but we have those good words, you know. So it makes me think about it or step back if I'm saying I'm going to do it this way, and I'm not listening to anyone else's input. It tells me to step back, even if I have my own ideas about something, and listen to what others have to say also. I don't have to take their opinion as valid, but to be diplomatic and polite enough to listen. They may have a good idea if I really think it over, you know. So coming off the top of on the bottom of the deck rather, coming out first, I'm thinking that if that's an overriding energy for the month, a lot of us may be being, basically that's like stubborn, or I'm got my feet in the concrete and you're not going to move me out of it. And like I said before, that's not what we're normally like. We don't do the conflict thing. But now we have the Four of Pentacles, and they call this the Miser card. So it's when someone who is holding tight to their money, because it's Pentacles energy or material possessions, earth plane energy, holding on tight to my money, and whatever it is I already have, period, might be feeling threatened by some kind of loss. Sometimes that'll happen with this Four of Pentacles energy. Maybe I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job, something like that. Might be feeling threatened that there's some type of loss coming at me, and I'm preparing myself by closely guarding what I already have. That's the energy of this card. Or hanging on to something, either our possessions or a situation, in a stubborn and inflexible manner. So because of that, there may be fear of the change that's involved, or maybe we're just simply comfortable where we are. But change is part of life. Basically, change is part of life, and you have to be able to accept that it's going to come. So it is part of life. This might be a tough reading for us this month, or a little bit tough, but it will actually adjust and work out. I sometimes think of this card as, let's say somebody's coming and they keep borrowing money and never paying it back, and I'm saving on the side for a new car, and they're like, but I know you have money put aside, and I'm like, but I ain't parting with it. I'm saving it for something that's very important to me, and it's taken me a long time to get it. Or the kid, let's say I have a kid that is always needing something, maybe from school or something like that, and they need this, they need that, and I'm always putting out money, and I never can say no, because we Pisces are generous by nature. But now there's something really important to me, so I'm hanging tight to the little I have, and I'm not giving it up, because I just respect me too much, and I made a commitment to take care of myself. Could be just something simple as that, and not a situation that's really not good for me. The other case is it's going to be a situation that's really not good for me because of that Knight of Swords coming up, ahead of time. But I know we're going to be okay no matter what. Like I said, we had those two, we have two cards that can bring us a little bit of, treacherous stuff, but we have good overall energy in our words. So I'm going to make that commitment here I'm having harmony in my life at all costs. Basically, that's how I feel about it. And I kind of demand respect in my own life energy, because our next card here is the Judgment card. And this is when we get some kind of wake up call from the universe that tells us that we are ready to step into a new phase of our life. I love the Judgment card, and it's 2 10s up there at the top, and I always think of that as just fresh start, period. So the Judgment card is us being in this maturing process, like a state maturing process where our lives are fairly settled, and we're letting things grow, and we're letting them mature at their own pace, and not trying to hurry things up or push them along, hurry up the process in some manner. So we're being guided by higher power with this card. That's our word presence down here. We're being guided by the higher power, and we would feel a great deal of faith this month in the natural result, a great deal of faith in a natural result of our maturity. It's like a tree. We plant it, it grows, and then it develops leaves, then it develops flowers and fruit, and then we pick the fruit. So it's part of the maturity process. We might get important news with the Judgment card. We could get that would prove very beneficial to us. So important news or acquire some type of new knowledge that was going to bring us joy or a sense of fulfillment, or our health can improve. If we've been sick, health improves with this card. And the problems that we had actually begin to be easily solved. And that is a good energy for us, because we're not struggling or arguing or fighting those problems any longer. So that, with this next card here, got me kind of excited, because I looked down at him, I thought, oh my God, we're going to get in a fight with the Knight of Swords, and then we got two more aggressive, arrogant energies around us, but we have Judgment. So it's going to come down probably on them and not on us. So it felt a lot more comfortable for me looking at the overall concept of the reading, because next we have the Three of Cups, and that's good energy too. The Two of Cups brings people together, right? So the Three of Cups is the culmination of that Two of Cups energy. So it's there's victory, there's success with this Three of Cups energy. There is maybe love coming from the Two of Cups, and the love that could have resulted in a baby, or from the relationship, a baby, a creative venture that produced some type of saleable product. It is a time for celebration with this card. So these last two are excellent type energies, experiencing success, plenty, time of merriment and celebration, and our feelings, which might have been murky before in the past, are clearer now, and we be understanding our own emotional patterns, and in a positive manner, in a growth producing way. We're on our way to now to really good, like great things, not just small things. Things are better for us. So I keep wanting to say, I'm going to throw a party. There you go. I'm going to have friends over, people like that. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to finally enjoy my life. That's the feeling that comes off of this card. And lately, I don't think any of us have been enjoying our lives, because we're kind of stuck still at home, or if we are working, going to work, and if we're not working, we're too broke to go anywhere anyhow. So it was that kind of gave me a good feeling about everything that's going on, because this is, next card here is our other little kind of bad news, conflict type energy. This is the Page of Swords now, male or female. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy once again getting in here. He's not even, look at him, he's not even dressed for war. He's not armored or anything. When he appears, look at his face, self-confident. He is facing forward with that sword right out in front of him, as if he knows he can defeat any enemy that even comes up behind him. So he's got this overconfident attitude. So this particular page can bring news of some kind of problems or difficulties around us, maybe relating to someone younger. Pages are younger even than the knights are. Like maybe one of my kids failed their college exams, things like that can happen around this type of energy. Maybe they got into a fight or be in trouble with the law, someone around me or outside of me. So there's an element of experimentation that comes along with the Page of Swords, that either we are or someone else is taking a risk or behaving in a risky manner. So it's kind of a warning, because that could cause problems. So this Page of Swords energy is motivated by unconventional activity, which can cause strife and grief. If it's one of my kids, something along that line. I was just thinking about that for us, that for those of us that have children, that it could be a lot around that energy. And maybe this aggressive conflict energy could be coming off of us letting the Page of Swords have it. Like, look, kid, sit down and straighten up your act, or you're going to be in big doo-doo. Or it could be we're saving for something important, and the Page of Swords, it keeps on trying to use up all of our money for whatever fun that they're having that is causing some kind of unconventional activity. I just feel like there's changes that are coming, but those changes actually feel more because I have made this commitment to not having this aggressive energy in my life for the most of us. I want to be respected. I want to stand in harmony in my life and in the light. And if something's holding me back from that or not giving me the respect, I'm going to move on. Basically, shouldn't have opened my mouth. Our angel card is it's time to go. So if there's something holding us back, I guess it's time to move forward. I guess we've matured enough with that judgment card. It says the sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning. That's our judgment card. And we are with you through each phase and cycle. That kind of goes right along with our reading. Oh my, Pisces. We might get into a little bit of blips or trouble this month, but we're coming through it and we're going to party afterwards and have a good time of it. It says, the angels bring you this card to help you admit to yourself it's time to leave. You already know the situation they're referring to. You've hesitated leaving because of loyalties and fears, yet the angels assure you that it's the best way. Work very closely with your angels during this transition to ensure it's harmony for everyone concerned. That's our judgment card too, because it's a maturity process. It says, surrender any guilt or other negative emotions to heaven, as your energy needs to stay high right now. Completion and the end of a cycle are at hand. The purpose has been served in this relationship or situation. Surrender and release. That's like our words basically down here. Just these are the things I need. Make a commitment to them. Call upon Archangel Azrael for help with grieving and Archangel Michael for help with courage. Well, Pisces, that's pretty wild reading. That's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all, thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. I read each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me, or if you just want to go neb about me, or if you need an appointment, all of the information's down below the screen in the About section over at the website. And over at the website, there's 2 short videos. One explains the prayer class I put out there for you. The other, the sutras. The prayer class tells you how to format prayers, why you would do them the way that you do them. And sutras are simple thought forms you put in a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day. It enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. But the videos that explain that are over at the website. So to all of you I've met through 5 whole years of doing YouTubes now, and to everybody I've met through 33 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve you. Hopefully I will see you back here next month. Bye-bye.